What's going on, everybody? This is the Uncanny Omar from Near Mint Condition, your home for collected editions. And today I'm going to be doing an overview of Robert Kirkman's and Chris Samnee's Firepower hardcover. So, let's get started. Now, before getting started, I want to give a huge thank you to the folks at Organic Price Books for sending us a copy of this hardcover. So here we have Firepower. This is book one, as it states, not just there, but also on the spine of the book. Here's the image logo, Firepower, Robert Kirkman, Chris Samnee, Matt Wilson, and Russ Wooten. And then the back of the book with this image by Chris Samnee. Now, this does collect Firepower, the Prelude, and the Firepower issues 1 through 12. The best-selling series created by Robert Kirkman, The Walking Dead, Invincible, Oblivion Song, and Chris Samnee, Daredevil, Black Widow, and let's not forget Captain America. And how do they not have Wolfman in there? Or Battle Pope for Kirkman. Alright, so yes, this is our main character right here. This is Owen Johnson. And he is shooting a Hadoken. Nope, I'm just kidding. Kamehameha. No, I'm kidding. A fireball. So, let's go ahead, crack this open. One more thing. It is a hardcover, so much like most of Image's hardcovers, I do want to say that these don't usually have a dust jacket, with a few exceptions, of course. Like Invincible has dust jackets. But they are oversized. This particular hardcover is oversized. Here it is compared to the size of a trade paperback, so it is taller and longer than a trade. The retail price of this is $49.99 and has 446 pages. Now let's crack this open and look at the artwork and talk about the story and the premise of this. Alright, let's get this open. We have some firepower right there, the end paper. Some more Firepower, created by Robert Kirkman and Chris Samnee. And Matt Wilson doing the colors, who are freaking amazing in here. And Russ Wooten is doing the lettering. So, Chapter 1. So, one thing that you're going to notice right away is that there are no covers that precede the actual chapters. Most of the time, in hardcover collections at least, Kirkman puts the covers in the back, like the same thing in the Walking Dead hardcovers. So we start off with this young man right here. This is Owen Johnson, who is trying to find his way in life, or one would assume. But what he's really trying to do is find out what happened to his mom and dad. So he travels over to China. He keeps going from temple to temple, learning martial arts. This butterfly saved his life, so I assume that is come into place sometime later. It hasn't as of this book. So then he stumbles upon this temple right here. This is the Order of the Flaming Fist. And this is their master. This is their Mr. Miyagi. This is their, cannot remember the little guy in Kung Fu Panda. This is their ancient one, if you will. But he goes by the name of Master Wei Lun, who has a fascination with technology and also collecting sneakers. So Owen claims to be a fast learner, and he wants to be taught by this master. And the master's like, yeah, okay, sure, if you could do these things. The book reads really quick. So he gets to keep his, I think by the description of it, is an iPod, not an iPhone. And then he's trying to teach him the ways of the order here, the Order of the Flaming Fist. So he notices that some people around him can heat up the rice like this, instead of eating it raw like he had been doing earlier. And he meets this young lady here, this forbidden love, if you will. This is Ling Zhang. And he kind of grows a fascination with her and her with him. Meanwhile, Master Wei Lun is still trying to teach him things, the way of the order, and learns a little bit about the background of this whole temple, how it's kind of been hidden and very secluded from everyone else. He tells him about this right here. This is Master Shaw, and this isn't a statue. He claims this, of course, this is Master Wei talking, that Master Shaw is in stone on purpose until the day that they need him, until the day that the order needs him. So he also tells him that in behind these doors they have locked away the dragon, and it is their job to keep the dragon locked at bay. We even see the dragon keeper here. Then at night, while trying to sleep, Owen notices that Master Wei is trying to do something outside in the dark. He's trying to make a fireball. So what I said earlier about a Hadoken, a Kamehameha, it's that type of move. It's just trying to grab all the energy around him, absorb it, and then shoot it as a fireball. And apparently it's possible. It just hasn't been done yet. So Owen proves himself to be a fast learner. We're going to skip a little bit through here. And eventually becomes friends with people. There's a guy named Ma who is like his antagonist, who doesn't believe that he should be in the temple at all because he wasn't born there. Whereas Ma came here when he was a baby, and he's been trained to be in this temple his entire life. So Owen kind of feels out of place, but eventually becomes friends with people, eventually gets his master's respect, and then, he gets this, we see the butterfly images everywhere here in the first volume, or in the first part of the book. It's a little intimate with Ling, which is forbidden in this world. Master Wei puts a stop to that and reminds them of where they are. Now, what happens in this, and this is actually really interesting how this was released, because this came out in trade paperback. The whole prelude came out in a trade paperback format, and then a week later, or the same day, I can't remember, was the Free Comic Book Day. And Free Comic Book Day was actually Firepower #1, issue #1. So you could read the trade paperback and then immediately read Firepower #1. The trade paperback, all of it is just to set up this background story of Owen and the firepower. Eventually, he learns about the clan known as the Scorched Earth. They come to the temple to try to free the dragon. He learns about his parents. Maybe Master Wei may have known them. He tells them a little bit about the secrets. And eventually, he is what Master Wei thought, the chosen one to use this firepower, especially against his enemies. So when Master Wei is in danger, well, I'll show you the scene here. This isn't a big spoiler because, like I said, this is all a setup for what the book is really about. We get this badass from the clan of the Scorched Earth coming down. But when Master Wei is in danger, when he is about to get killed, Owen unleashes his full potential and releases a fireball, defeating the enemy and earning the respect of everyone. And that, as they say, is that. No, not really. Not yet. Because we get 15 years later. So we get 15 years later. Owen is in a different place. He is now standing in front of a grill, and he's getting ready for a big family and friend barbecue. He is now married to this lady named Kelly, who we later find out is a cop. And then we have his kids here. He has a boy and a girl. But he is being stalked by some ninja, and he senses it. And that's where the prelude ends, and we get issue #1, which is called Chapter 2 here. So we get to find out more about his family, his relationship with his kids, the barbecue. We get to see his parents, his adopted parents, come into the play. He talked a little bit about them in the prelude. And again, being stalked by ninja. And eventually, he is visited by Ma at the grocery store, this guy right here. And Ma Guang tells Owen to meet him at midnight in the football field. They have a little fight because Ma just wants to bring Owen back into the Order of the Flaming Fist. And we don't know exactly what's happened. They talk about what happened to Ling here, and I'm not going to reveal everything, as you do find out exactly things that are happening in the past in those 15 years since Owen had left the Order. And there's a lot of twists and turns here. And that's really all I will say about the plot. Now, if the plot sounds familiar to you, it's because it is pretty familiar. It's pretty much the plot of Iron Fist. It's the plot of Doctor Strange, Kill Bill, Kung Fu Panda. I think I mentioned that a little bit. If you've seen some movies with Jackie Chan, Jet Li, Bruce Lee, an outsider goes into a secret clan and then learns to be the very best that he is. And that's the plot. So if you're expecting some big turns and twists, that at least in the first book here, I really didn't see any. I know it was praised a lot. Like, people really enjoyed this book. And more power to you if you did. But I guess because of all the praise, I was expecting some twists and turns here. It's just your run-of-the-mill type of story. The big saving grace for me, though, is Chris Samnee's artwork. Holy crap. The martial arts, like whenever they're practicing, the flow of the panels are just beautifully done. Whether it's at the nighttime, whether it's around water, or whether it's during the day. The choreography, when it comes to the actual fighting sequences, is easy to follow. I mean, it's like he was watching a movie, paused it, drew the picture. But man, there must have been a lot of research gone into this book. Not just by the writer, of course, but by the artist. The colors by Wilson are spectacular. Like, there is a huge difference in the tones that they use, when we're looking at the neighborhood, right? As opposed to the big battles that happen here, or the dark secrets that they are keeping in this temple. I thought that was awesome. Now, the story does continue because we do have a book 1 here. So it does continue. At the very end of this, you'll get a big to be continue sign. And there are a couple of twists and turns here, but like I said, don't expect to be blown away by something unique, especially now if you've never read any or have seen any of those movies I just mentioned, then this might be like, man, this is one of the greatest books ever. But this is what Firepower looks like. Again, the book has 446 pages, retailing for $49.99. Let's look at the extras in the back. So the extras in the back, we have a sketchbook by Chris Samnee, who's the co-creator of the book. You get artwork in here of the main characters, like Master Wei there. Then, of course, what the character designs look like, what some of these costumes look like, the different stages that he went through. I love the design of the fire, or the flaming fist there. I'm assuming one day I'm going to see somebody at a convention with that tattoo. Then these are little character ads that were done before the book started. And then this is where you're going to find the actual covers. So in case you were like, wait, what about all the covers? Like Walking Dead, they always keep the covers in the back. And in Walking Dead and Invincible, they also add the covers to the hardcover collections. Or, I'm sorry, the trade paperbacks in the back. But I don't know if these had... Maybe they did? Yeah, this is the cover to the trade paperback. 1, 2, and 3. So, there you go. Glossy pages. Let's look at the actual binding. So what we're looking at here is sewn binding, making the book lay over really nice, whether you're towards the front of the book or the back of the book. But that, as they say, is that. If you're interested in purchasing this book, don't forget to check out our sponsor, cheapgraphicnovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget that CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And that was the content, the page count, and build of this hardcover. Let me know in the comments down below if you're picking this up, you're a fan of The Walking Dead or Invincible and everything that Robert Kirkman has written, including Battle Pope, or if this is your first time reading anything by him. Leave those comments and questions down below. Don't forget to smash that like button. Check us out on Patreon and Spreadshop. Amazing ways to support the channel if you can do so. More importantly, all of you stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.